Depths of the ocean, so blue, there's a world so mysterious, untrue. The song soars through the waves, so loud, a song of love that can be found. And the call gets carried with the tide to the depths of the seascape so wide. Not many people around to tell the tale about the wonders of the web. Wonders of the web. Ooh. Oh. The wells in the ocean are what a sight, so majestic and magical in the night. The deep calls out and echoes a song of love that has been so long. The wells in the ocean are what a dream, grinding under and through the waters gleam. The deep calls out and echoes a song of love that has been so long. The wells have been singing for centuries. Their song still carries across the seas. As they swim around in the deep blue, the wells sing of their love so true. The wells in the ocean are what a sight, so majestic and magical.
Photographer and author, who after graduating from Columbia University in 1996, has been based in New York City, Jerusalem, Miami, a remote island in the southwestern Pacific, and now a kibbutz in northern Israel where he is artist in residence. Dylan Tauber has been producing music, artwork, and writing since he began his prolific 25-year career in 1996 with the ambitious Double Mirrors anthology, which includes a book, photo slideshows, soundtrack, and companion website at doublemirrors.com. The Double Mirrors project evolves years later, as Tauber continues to explore the cyber-spiritual revolution. Dylan has released 14 ambient, electronica, trance music albums, most for free download, through his Son of Waves Studios music label.
Facing how this is matter of me. Estas pop música dançam till the fire falls. We nice and good, but by the sea my food. Saturday buenas dan saludo para todos si maneko. Winigi programan Marianas Agupa. Ang Sabado talos dia panelos gini oran alas 9 gigan hasta oran alas 11. Undang kululu na kulo para todos hamzo na maneko. Winigi 100.3 FM. Ritutumbo estia panelos loki ki TuneIn Radio, Tararanas inadingan Fino Samoro, worldwide, loki humuhutong esti gi Marianas Agupa YouTube, zani Facebook para todos sa maneko bueno. Bonito na hani pago na dia Enero 28, 2023 después de mapanyagon ni Jesucristo. Sa tisinya man malefait na Fedonia si Monsignor di punto Monsignor Antonelli na giningwiza, zan giza guiza. Man malefane now, kana za hululo si Jesucristo ginilalata. Tapago na dia para ta sustenit gitrongkon kafo apangelos. Bunga man malefan na. Gitrongkon kafo na para takalang hipaw na sabalo. No antisa ditapan sige mo nagbini na programa i-programata gihila na nota na manadinganit. Mala zatanaw yung dong kululu na agradecimiento isigenti siya na humuhubo i-programata gini tutuhon niya este apangelos. Yan anonymous donor si Jus Maasi kung todo lo kuya julo gini. Diabetes Prevention Foundation, Tauber Foundation, DylanTauber.com. Desta tanahusong ito na
track Wales inamnya. Thank you, Dylan. That was a nice production. Si Jules Masi. So, mala, zatapan sige mo nagminilokit sa tanoy no saludo i time check na kumakat sumo na pago na haani time check at 9:02 pago na haani. Mala, data langnos Estefanielos. Sa bonito ginin i Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center.
Ikubit siyantin amod dyan hinemlo. I Bravo Pharmacy dyan sentron maulik na hinemlo. Pronto dyan listo na servisyon amod para hinemlo. Ang watugi 233 amod 233-2668. Email is over prescription di bravomeds@gmail.com. Mabababa ginin lunes esta business. Ginin ioran alas 9 giga, esta oran alas 6 ipopoy. Sabalo, ginin ioran alas 9 giga, esta oran alauna gitanuan talo. Ang wato 233 amo 233-2668.
Alright, mga manmalipa na Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center Apanilos, garapan kagman na rinuwi po na ramas kita dandan. Time check at 9:02 pag na buniton Sabalo. Gamela, natapan sige mo nagwini. Datanoy loki dongkulo na agradecimiento i garapan Public Farmers Market. Mga manmalipa na garapan Public Farmers Market. Manggaygi siya ikinisesan i lanso. Ginin ilan si Ruta Apanilos muna posisibli siya inata sa parewa masya mano na nasyon dong kululu na saludo para i lansero. Pues mga man malefa ng ingwaha man manggugwi fi hamzo man boka nito siya man magulik manggayga gigarapan Public Farmers Market bula siya gwi fresco na kinisetsa pipino no okra, no dan tapko siya gwin na Phyllis dan napa bisita si Paula o sino si Leroy pagunahani garapan Public Farmers Market. Alright? I-aturidad manaligran air conditioning gikarita mo. Taza mas aturidad kisi Aimee. Gaygi Ace Air Conditioning. Gaya kita tinitaro su garapan. Mga malefat. Sexy Aimee. Sinya yung nagsuda ho. Alright? Ace Air Conditioning garapan. Papa sa bumiyaw papaluta mga malipa natin saga di Coro Garden Rota Hotel. Gaya si Kindo sino si Rick. Sekka guatu sa gaya di Kanton Tasi i Coro Garden Rota Hotel. Alright? Mga malipa no? No isa dyan Marianas kumusiya yaturidad mauday mangkas masade Southern Marianas, Southern Airways, Marianas Southern Airways, mga malifanena. Alright? I-asuntun klema pagunahon ni mapatumagi gini ni Joten Markets and Department Stores, Shop Local, Shop Joten.
Today's weather is brought to you by Joten Markets and Department Store. Shop local, shop Joten. Iklema pagunahani nina katutuzihan zo ginin i Metcalf Joten zan i Departamentong Tendasiha. Shop local, shop Joten.
Alright? Malay panelaw, shop local, shop Joten, iklema panelos. Wala, zata lang nosestisa para 84 nagradua pago para minay penya na haani. Yan daw is nahababa mataon niya za umatatalak pa. No kau paratafan dangsung hunggan paratapan dangsung isansa na paron dangsung nga panelos na inumudzo nga maski 75% isansa kau paraw utsan sinya ha teti isan kitaluani imanglo ginin katan logo hodza kalan para tagweno na ridondea esti imanglo lo tigwiza za no katot si mida sa di ora pos sutta mangwagway fi manglo kasi niya na siyempre karena mandangso yung manaw-tautan na yung manhuzong na manggay gipapasom na. Alright, gipagayam zo na isim lang mga manpos manamam gipapasom na. Alright, kasi niya kalo makatumawag yan o kinini Joten Markets and Department Store Shop Local Shop Joten. Alright, pos mala natapad sige mo nagmedia panelos sa Wasya Kulo para pagunahani. Pinini na kulo. Daw na tayo na izoku sinanaw idon yan no Heavenly Kulo para si Mama Sensa. 7th year anniversary. Lo ipanaw celebra siya panilos i birthday kulo. Birthday kulo. Birthday kulo para pago na haani. Si Luta si Terry Ataw. Happy birthday kulo para hago Terry Ataw. Para si Dia Maratita Loke. Happy birthday kulo Dia. Vicky Guerrero. Happy birthday kulo Vicky. Senator Paul Manglonia, happy birthday kulo para hagulo kay Pat Rosa. Happy birthday kulo si Wilson Sai in the Philippines. Happy birthday kulo Bobby Iglesias. Happy birthday kulo Chai Peredo. Hagulo kay happy birthday kulo Pedro Americano. Bueno Papa Luta si Tandung. Happy birthday kulo sa ginumi kukaw. Si Andrew Atalik, happy birthday kulo. Ross Magnolia, hagulo ko. Happy birthday kulo. Si Tina Atalik, happy birthday kulo. Dean Magnolia, wala Papa Luta, happy birthday kulo. Dan si Ton Barcinas, happy birthday kulo Ton. Alright, Mr. Song, I'll call you back. I'll call you back after the radio show today. Thank you. Alright, thanks Mr. Song. Alright, mala, no, Gatapan sige mo nagwini sa Guasya Lokwi Asunto, manggay gigipison inadingan. Pinili na siyempre ora na las 10 pago. Man adingan nit siyempre dan si Dr. Kit Porter Van Meter. Alright? Ora na las 10 with us din no tiluta ihagas manit pigi tempon Peace Corps 10 o'clock pago. May para adingan na dididi kung istorya niya ni magtumagi na mamanagi binigi sa Saipan, dan Luta, dan Lokwi ato siya ihatsuli siya na litrato. Kung 10 o'clock si Dr. Kit Porter Van Meter binigi programata the Lokwi no anmonaza niya na siya man adingan ni dan iyam ko si dan Marie Castro agas na mana za parata celebra edu siya ipago panan na sabalo si 70 años pago na sabalo celebrasyon Mount Carmel na eskwela gini dagwa siya paro pasalista yam ko ano po itutuhon niya istorya niya Mount Carmel na eskwela ano matutuhon sa ginihilui as Father Arno. Lagin mo na dyan, ido tagyas, pinuki managan na halon naman adinganit, parang pasalista. Ito siya na estudyante pinini na kumabisaji, kumazon muna istoryan Mount Carmel School. Wahuloki umiskwela zugwi, no the early 80s Tilacio High School. Alright, po sa wala, tatapan sige muna sa guagwini siya sunto pinili na hafa manhuhuzong gini ni opisina ni gobernamento zan legislatura opisina ni kade ningi siya para ta mensyon na pago na sabalo pinili na gini ni opisina ni kade gini si Luta si Mea Ramon si RB Camacho Panelos, esta sige muna i-programa niya kazun muna la dilatio esta dito na para matsogi adopt a place wini di islan sa ipan. Dahil pinini na ma-adapta na lugar hana dito tratos gini Army National Guard esti Panelos Nay para siya para panmanajuda gidandan children's park. O si Army National Guard para siya para inadapta idandan children's park. Todos gastos dan material piksonat siya gaston Army National Guard esti ma-adopt a place. I-otro na lugar na sige mo na makazon esta Japanese Consul General maadapta lokwe i-quartermaster ito nagdamaygi tangko apanelos siya siyempre para kinazon mo na para managagasgas o mapenta o manabesti sige na gasto i-Japanese Consul General hindi esta na trato sige mo na esta mana pan atut si mo na ofrecimiento gini opisina niya kadi na sigya siyempre tali mo na hapa siya po pan matsogwi ginin esti na opisina para na besti halumisengso zan ilatio tanto ilanceria loki ibea hana za hululo iasuntul ilancero siya produkto para food security in addition na siya niya no apa esti safe community na sige mo na lang no susong giprograma niya the istilan Syria loko siya matutun esti para na guahazi Koblerville esta sige mo na manegosyo sa ni DPL kung edzi siya manonom ni Kantun Solan Koblerville Park fananji pa managwa no garden. Alright, kung sinige na gini opisina niya kani pago gini opisina ni gobyerno at panelos esta pago siga mo na marastreya half tetinan no sa bula man inisturba binigi halatsa siya na hubuzong siya palabra na kau no hoko pat no tauza pat malatsay inigi Dezi malatsay no kalan kasi zi malatsay gimagay na palabra sa guaha fundamento ni malatsay ginin guaha za matsule hanaw inigi za sapago siga marastreya panelos no kau maunot sinya malatsay niya ihalong ikaha safa sa tauza sa pago ito ta chief of staff di opisina ni gobyerno esta pago madititini siya para kan mapunta na los proimos ito siya para maajuda si Governor Palacios. Kasi nige apanelos trabia sisiya muna marastreya kanto tetinan za kau stapago mandedeficita sa taminsyon na binigi programata na umudjong i-acting Secretary of Finance na niya 86 milyon pesos no na deficit za sige mo na taatan hanggang sa deficit desde 2020 na sakan. Pues titutungo ko maumentaze de 86 talo pa mas bumula sa inigi na manggaygit na eskalera. Datamin sosyo na po siya afaisti siya no dalalag niya dangin tumawag sa fondo. Tamin siya na kung bandan ilitiraw 25% kau parofan apapasya talo pa parofan makat. Esta comprendía na siya man matsaba siya yung oran gobernamento zangin matut siya weno kinaho. I-otro na postura gwini nagtaatan na panyelo sunggan gumawa bisitaw niya si Governor Palacios, si Assistant Secretary of the Interior, si Cantor, dahil niya na para ha-ofrefice esta 1.6 milyon pesos a panyelos para kinatsumo na programan Marianas titatungo kau bandan estimang amagang environmental health sa tatungo na manoy giislan buahan no maski 6 milyon na siyempre sigwela gateti estire na asunto ihapa man na inya loki islan Guam kung mampus dongkulo na populasyon da muna mina bula man na inya. Pues maatan nigi matratanya, madibibidi ifondo gi sigun kwanto taw-taw mo, kwanto na solidano manyasaga gi sangkatan na isas Marianas Denigi na 1.6 milyona manaita. Da esta dispidisya gi bus-busi na programa maski 17 milyon pesos. Za pausa talili trabia no finakpone hunggan sige mo na marastreya na para makontinua maimbestiga Lo importante apanilos natulos ato siya man responsable u fan manoi nay hap ginagagaw. Dangin latsi bidan niya pus debi miresi umanoi umatrata kay manu di man matrata gi halatsa. No hapa na ihalatsa siya na no opisyalis no man mapreso po bidan niya. So hapa siya po siya man madispiti siya zagwa siya malabida man matsobi. Para mungaw no gramadero siya. Ini kwestione na gyalumi publiko ni manalo. Esta talia gihalatsa siya lami gay na public officials man gramadero za pero di ano man mana ginitun ma-safety federal penitentiary. Okay, preso. Ustalia siya gihalatsa. Hapa na para siya siya para kinagguys ni za pago na tempo ti para mungahit. Hapa na munga na para fan na pangginito ni presente. Za ihalatsa man na pangginito za man magramadero. Pues siya ti yalumi mata ni publiko siya ti bali na para preso di hagas siya na opisyalis po di babad niya za pago munga ng preso. Question para i-opisina ni federal lo kita tungo ko esta sigya mo na kita lili ko kumuzong hapa na indictment ka dia no mapus dispasyo mo na ikarera mo na za itaw to man mamadedisi pago sa tana mauno pago ti siya man mangoni administrasyon pudes ti siya na so no mala kondukta o siya nigi natibali para preso di hagas siya na opisyalis za pago no para tasot taha. Question gihalong publiko za pwede i-federalis umaatan na seryoso dati siya na parotay gwini Alright. Za ipunto mini mas dididi na salapi no naiman mapreso di halatsa siya. Timatut siya sinya gitay bueno na kantida magasta tay bueno milyon. Ihalatsa didi dia ni timatut bueno sinya. Za imbes edzo man mapreso. Alright, pues ini na question na pwede federalis una fan pronto siya gwini sa no anglo umaano na anglo simple halong isengsong umanglo pwede di mighty tano anglo kinalamping ekonomiya siyempre itagwini na titatungo no fondo monotsinya. Alright, umpat teste anlibes niya na lokwe no sinya ti gif maulik para talalang no suzong deficit safa anlibes niya sinya no kumpiyansa galon investors apanelos ini ginaw anlibes niya sinya munga siya manhono magi zaman maninbekti pudi bula la dibinya gobernamento gini atana ini anlibes niya Unggan maulik kasi transparency law. Guahalo ko defektonya gi matan ato siya manggagi isan hijong. Para man imbekti gini islata. Ini gano libes niya sa peligro zagin kagwenaw na kinalamting sa imedida taatan gi masya mono na gobernamento nuevo pat biu taatan ifinini na first 100 days. Jadi na medida siyempre lukaw anay humolom na administrasyon legislatura nuevo na legislatura 100 days sempitaatan ko monut sinya zangin deficit lukaw zangin monto ni 100 days ko mande deficit ita pus gagay kita kabiagi minus para ngayon na para tapang plus imigay na maanaw niya panilos muna na karera zangin tima attitudes no debut fan atan siguro so punasan ni libro daging necessaryo fan matutulno ko ikwit pun justisya so manoy hap kinagaga sa tisina na para iti halat sa siya upan magramadero sa pauko na mas kimizon para upan masutaha. Dialum isengsung no na lululog na diniskute gipapa trongkon mangga gihilog picnic table na man ating ani tawto. Kasi ni apanidos gumay gigit piso inadinga. Alright? Alright, pus mala sa kalanguag ni lang no TV sa hungga didi the sound is very low. Alright. No. Yes, sinya magay. Okay, pus mala si Jus Masi no. Background is okay. Si Jus Masi mala tatapan sige mo nagwini. Okay. Wasya manhuzong talo no mono sinya siya i-resignation sa estay gobyerno mamamaysin so what courtesy resignation no courtesy pues kung sinyang respeta i-presente na administrasyon dinigi loki financesin niya hunggan guahasya na exception no siya talo no GST courtesy resignation kumo matut sinya bueno lombis eno no sinya mana sadik siya i-replacement no ito siya exception tat kumo si NMC sinya no exception eno sa no iti mga gang accreditation sinya i-NMC no tagweno na klase upan maatan mauno si expires and sige upan ma-replace no makat para tuludua un bat kada po huzong po resigna siya sa sinya na problema siya estudyante na accreditation o sino ito niya gratis grants siya na marisisibi kasi nigi siya gwa exception when like pumalo no kana tawza outro exemption nadi para resigna siya di bituludua upan huzong apa na para sige na sa mo na megay mulirias nanangga sa tayunan taywinit mamulika bino itay bueno nuevo administrasyon matulalay ka o sa sinya dagin mamulika sabi inapuntawa tati talo na si Governor Palacios o sa mga nunduan niya no ay loki respeto gobyerno sa nigi kinesesin niya alright i-public works esta sige muna sa gwasya manawtawta man gugunggong na esta manawtawta especialmente si manggaidad didi mamadza esta mata ti malili muna si divider markings esta anok nagwa didi siya na para ma-repair no siya papan ma-mark kanton salan sa zangin gumawa aksidente siya lokwi guarason niya itawto na nangganay sa tiuli mauno birazan niya na parabay palufan us guaha didi gobernamento no responsibilidad niya bueno na debut na klaro mauno kalsadan salan mauno diretso bueno na kalsadan salan mauno na ponsugon sa zangin walo mo na radza don upus pues tokaw siya mapreso matikita zangin hafa bidamo o sino manukpi ha lo zangin taza matka guagwaha didi responsibilidad gi gobernamento guagwaha siya kausa case law siya no kareta no umahano gitsalan za podong gikantit no itawto na podong hasui gobernamento safa sa taza rail za manggana di tawto so nigi siya debut fan ma attitude gipan ng public works so fan mang wifi do siya na importante no umatsogi half di po si ginagagaw okay no daw na patsa didi po desti panda desti inggan sige ko mahulo presyo este gasolina talo 20 centimos kumaulo niya za sinya tayfinag po esti no giza Amerika bumarati presyo titungo afag ni na siga kumaulo talo no kau maatan talo na guaha man aminana sa si Putin na pero bako ng Ukraine zani na fanluan ato siya man magproduce sila niya na para mafatinas igasilina ko sa siya patinaw na muna kahuhulo kalentura na para uhas sa presyo no kasi masuses di otro Guahag gini humalom gini ni sinuta si Dave Herrera na nag-Islam guaham. Ito ko manaya si Gwela Gatete. Lao, no guaha masubea. Ihalumi komunidad bueno Islam guaham sa guasya. Manaw tauta man lusgun o sino manggaygi kwenaw na istaw. No with the stealing niya homeless survey. Ato siya man taigi man pausa gima niya. Sa lamigay maski 70% apanidos no na taw tano taw guam taw siya na may no tawza lihin niya tawza gima niya homeless. O enigi na problema sa ano na no ito matiti na nubir gininchuk si siya FSM. Us no tita tungo ko hunggan taligya gwini kalandos tres grano gwini islata no wazi man lalaw zaha ikan tutsalan da tita tungo mo siya siya na asistimento siya ma-extendi para siya na maniduta manggaygi masya guam o sino idi manggaygi ko ini. Sige siya na asunto apanielos gi sa Washington. All right? Wa siya man masusesidi gi sa Washington no magatsa lokwi si Vice President Pence, former Vice President nagwaha lokwi hatsutsuli siya dokumento na di top secret. Pwede di magatsa niya si President Biden anay ba Vice President. Magasa lokwi nagwaha laydod niya si tita tungo ko laydod estilo siya tiya kumpendi o sino tiya haswon na manunuli dokumento si former Vice President Pence. Kasi niya siya man madastet siya, todo siya man mapatu i Department of Justice man ma-investiga hapan na pon sutsuli siya na dokumento top secret. Maybe fan ma-return no gi National Archive. Fan ma-protehe para iman mamamayla siya na henerasyon. Alright? Tapos bala, apanilos sa esta siguro gaygi si Gwela Agatete na esta fanano frofros sa gaygi na parofan report sa Amerika. Buenas, Gwela Agatete. Nangga sa naoni sa mo microphone para ko buenas. Nangga sa ati sa di ba na holumaw nangga data na huzong esti na informasyon pinenena.
I'm Dr. Bob Leon Guerrero, pediatrician and chief medical officer for public health. If you're feeling COVID-like symptoms, it's important to get tested for COVID-19. Symptoms may change with the new variants and can vary depending on your vaccination status. There are several ways you can get tested for COVID-19 at no cost. And you can order your home test kits by visiting www.covid.gov/tests. Please get tested and isolate until you know your results. Public Health has clinics at Dadido and Ililahan. You can call to make an appointment. Remember, prevention saves lives.
Bigay, kumakatsu si Gwela Agatete dan lokwi isa
San Marianas at Trinidad mapakahis. Marianas Southern Airways mauday, maangkas, masadi. Marianas Southern Airways.
Alright, malada tanaw no pa si Gwela Agatete. Buenas para hogo no apano ko suno sta Gwena.
Hey Glenn, memorias samjogeno gi Marianas, kay gizo gini bago gi Estados Unidos, gi sa California, za unsangan na umatatalag yaddo gweno lo hami gwini, matsu matadoknya, za stalalanan maigonya, za na manpuszu fugu kakagongu, za bide bay tampi sa sempiana malonguzo. Half a day para todo santo, bueno, guato gi Islas Marianas. Ginini sangkatan na Islas Siha sa ipantinian jan luta. En principalmente, imanye janggadbo na Islang guahan. Half a day, todos gining California. Hoting guagwang ihamju ungkotod Louis Vuitton. Naman sembo nito na mensahe, siya ginini Islang guahan. Lao, finenina, tanay undang ko na si Jus Maasi para si Major Joseph Song, Janya Saguanyas Clarissa, ni hohogwi Marianas Agupa talk show gwini gima niya giza Victorville, California. Golf manengheng gwini kulang gaigizo gi halumi kaunais. Glenn, pues swetihao logo fufugozo. Fineni na mensahe manai 6.4 milyon Guatu Izaguaham put para Manhat sa nuevo na environmental health facility. Si Magahaga Lu Leon Guerrero anuncia na irisuto ni mitenya dyan si Carmen G. Cantor, Secretary para i-Department of Insular and International Affairs, na manay 6.4 milyon na salapi put para umafatinas plano dyan makahad i-fasilidad Departamentun Hinemlo dyan Serbisyong Sosyal. Ilugar ni para umahad sa estina fasilidad guatu gifion i-Department of Public Health and Social Services, Northern Regional Community Health Center, dyan Guam Environmental Public Health Laboratory, Giza Guam Dadido. In siniseren pandemic, mas hanagwaha hinadahi ni para tatatiji na reglamento kosaki ugwaha mas seguridad na proteksyon gi halumi komunidad. In nuevo na fasilidad, sempre hanagwaha mas campo para uma-conducta trainings siya para mas ki 30,000 na tao-tao ni mo nisisita tumuli idunia health certificate. Hagasa dinisian niya si gobyerno Luz ang segundo gobyerno Jas na para umanagwaha este na fasilidad put para ugwaha mas maulik dyan listo na atendimiento gimanain certificon regulat permiso siya. Tatigi 2019, i-División y Environmental Health manay 3,77,000 para este na project gini ni Department of Insular Affairs lao seso maditeni i project pud i problema ni pandemic guihina tempo i administrasyon Leon Guerrero Tenorio manggagotalo sa lapi pud para umana kinubri ikinahulo i presyon i project ni manisisita para umana funautan i construction. Ginin itetu dyan inakomprendin i administrasyon Leon Guerrero Tenorio dyan ni DOI-OIA mag-gratis talo 6.4 milyon na salapi grant para este na project capital improvement gwinigitagwahan. Otro, segundo, Tenorio administration ha anunon siya, haji siya punta ni para ofansano dumiri islang guahan ginigi segundo na administrasyon niya. Okay. Malago para wanunsya haji man maadsik para ufan manajura man mandiri mo na gihalom itset sa gobernamento gwinin administrasyon. Gwisa esti siya na personas man maangoko dyan makometi siya para 4 años talo na tiempo dyan para ufan matsotso gihilo honesto dyan sincero na kapasidad niya para minaulig itaw-taw dyan islang guahan. Finere na si Senyor Clinton Rich Gel. Guiza para Deputy Chief of Staff, Office of the Governor. Si Senyora Alice M. Tyron, Guiza Executive Director, Chamorro Land Trust Commission. Si Richard B. Arroyo, Guiza, Deputy Director, Department of Land Management. Si Roy L. Gamboya, Guiza, Deputy Director, Department of Agriculture. Si Jag E. Herrick, the third, Deputy Director para Department of Parks and Recreation. Pues esta, intingo haji gana mang gegi hilo. Gano gisagawa. Zangen nisisita hafa na juru para inketungo. Intingwa haji para in kwentusi put in necesidad mizo. Iyutimo, masora watu giza jigo on finatay tau-tau. Sigun gi Daily Post gi Enero diha 25, masupoponin nagwaha masoda finatay tau-tau giza jigo. Guatu gifiun isagan cuma ikak kareta. Man maagang ipulisiya siya put para fan manajuda o membestiga estina sinisedi. Necesario ufunajan i atapsi ni para umatungo mas taimano finatay niya i tau-tau. Zangin untungo padguaha taygo ni familia patman atungo. Agang guatu i Departamentong Pulisya gi telefon 671 475 8615 o sino 8616 8617 za unai mas información. Pues estihan na mensahe para pago na Sabalo, si Diyos maasi po di atensyon medyo gwini gi Marianas Agupa talk show. Masya mano na lugar kumarere ra ye Marianas Agupa gi hilo e klobos. Tafanhita talo otro Sabalo gwini gi radio station FM 100.3. Adios todo samzo za gosday sa San Manengheng, California. Si Susmasi Glenn za na mo nga na atatala ka iadaw mo sa mamay go iadaw mami gwini. Adios.
Adios, okay. Si Susmasi gwala gatete, si Susmasi. Kamala, panelo sa tapansigi mo na gwini sumukan ipugamata. Tanaupan na sunido da dispuesta pa na papatinian si Senator Singh. Bueno, papatinian para todos al manito, bueno, susteniendo.
BBC taman mafatu Inobia dan inobia Get ulitu
Alright, wala panelo sa tapansigi mo na gwini tanawang Senator Singh. Buenas, Senator!
Buenas, Glenn. Buenas para todos. Tauto ni may conquista na estasyon di Marianas Agupa. Si Agatete no maulik sinya logo California.
Kaya logo na punan paro asuda dyan gobierno sa Sacramento. Logo siya haliligaw lupi palan.
Okay. Malasa tatutunik fangi. Ini problema ni Estados Unidos ki White House no. Ino Glenn i National Archive tunda para ano problema no.
Okay na.
Ini dokumento ni manungkulong na sige pa ako man mamatsen reaksyonistin mo. To di atas na presidente ng vice president no man ano na man maninili dokumento.
Ili ko na ti ma-suspetsa o ti ma-hasungon para ma-tsulehan na i top secret and secret na documents na tatana magatsa si former Vice President Mike Pence na tantuwiza no wasya confidential si top secret na documents na gigima niya.
Lu oil gine lele kuno bisni opa mukisti sana kasen problema lo lu of anukana bibine pa ugudi ugano para uma safeguard stick al this grace period umanange presidente dan vice president umarain grace period of 1 month pues debidi puno I hafa para libise para uma mapulog yung probanda na anong na bulan pada no arigomnya yung mulung na
Yeah.
no zaman po sistema na dong kulo pa na tempo hala todo di media I tempo niya siya I kongreso siya no bagus tila I atana loki problema atana ibili di Commonwealth nitila tungkulun no salapi no na deficit tay mana si Pauli may punay na gobernamento no para tutungi sa walis tamner o sa pianisisita loki fondo na kapital yan manay bista no na salapi tinggi si Congressman kililigi media na artist dia lebo previous administrasyon na kriminal kesgani macitsiwe tau tu semalangam lang tisinya sangan lo finally naklaro na hanggan kulan life tidar estas tinatatarik lo dito na Glenn na argumento ni pagumanos di uto na opportunity sa sagwilektay na honest man mumupot overtime. Atan ino na klase halong no disgrasya gatso di manggaikit gano na tempo da fira di latsya I matsugin niya todo ni latsya adayo ini sekitar para na overtime.
The Pureno siya exempted from getting overtime payment. No?
Gagano no signya gatso na sekitar wasata 40,000. Resident Department head gani kita tinian I know nakatululuta.
Yeah.
I mean, honesty, dalay gatso isti hindi na ko equalidad mistake na atan sa ni half of my donya man fera di tisinya na istay nung kumpenya sukat yung latsay high school tungwa nokta fera di tisinya tinigigiwa tado ni dokumentong i-aplikasyon niya itaw-taw isang papa matugi agaga personal action na tisinya
Está na
para tayo gini na crossing mistake itaw-taw ha kumite Los klase no Paraguay na klase dahil pisaki ladrones pues babay lunya dati tumo ako sa sobi Los klase istri right ti na paratapan alis pensa istri hanisisita no makastiga so wala espellos para manotati Munya na paratakuntua sina klasin tutsu sadayo ngayon ni discover si Finondo Fanan 1400 na isdi hino na siglus ista man ma-describe ita na klasin tawtaw wini magi sa pagong interesado muli hino na dokumento ni paguman mapresente halong gisa Spanya mano man masalam ta. Na masaya bunti ya. Kulang nilisi finanduri po niya na. Nga maanggar istamet istisya na talpawi. Pwede man sin magagago. Sana dronisti. Isaw na isti zambaba prahu turis isti. Gini jalan sa no uhungo kung talawan si Padgirero ni Kumati gini gitok siya Glenn. Dahil niya undia anahasin Luizo na undia chief undia siyempre mamadesyo. Dahil ko natin malefan wrong. Mestige Lukli pa paisalonyo na undia pati system ladron. Jesus mo siglan.
Okay, thank you, Senator. Ano no? Mala, datapan sige mo nagwini. Correct.
Armanten tujusa betuneni Atau facing home Isina kopi
Alright, mala, ako din no sa no Ulilia esta ito no special guest si Dr. Kid Porter Van Meter. Zabe na kihalo tuwa na 10 o'clock ito na time lo mala mintas gagayit na holom sa pagkwentus lokri si amunazan si Dr. Kid sa pigwa lokri para ta explica dan si Miss Marie Castro po si Mount Carmel na masilelebra 70 years gining itutuhon niya. Bala zata bena holom si Dr. Kid Van Porter. All right. Dr. Kid, good morning. Good morning. This is a Chamorro talk show, but I'll try my best to translate a little. But I want to welcome you to Marianas Agupa talk show. Dr. Kid Van Porter was a teacher, administrator during the late 60s, sent over under a program called Peace Corps. Is that correct, Dr. Kid?
Yes, 1967 to 1969. I was a Peace Corps volunteer on Luta.
All right, Luta. Okay, did you, first of all, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and my apologies that I can no longer speak Chamorro or understand. It's 50 years since I went to Rota, and then I lived on Saipan for 8 years, and it's 40 years since I left Saipan.
Oh.
And I'm an old lady, and I can no longer, I wish I could do your show in Chamorro. I respect what you're doing.
Yes, we try to keep our language alive, our custom and tradition through this program, so that our younger generation can carry on. And now with the digital age, this thing is archived, and they can go back and review what we talk about or any other program that we broadcast in the past. So, but anyway, I got to see some of the videos that you created while you were here in the Commonwealth. Back then, we're not a Commonwealth back then. We're just a trust territory under the United Nations. But I want you to give me a feel. Go back when you first came here and share your experience so that we can get into your mind and how you see Saipan, Rhoda, and now that we are that you came as a volunteer, and what makes you decide to come over, who inspired you, and whether or not you like the food, the people. Tell me, give us a brief description, Dr. Kid Porter. Thank you.
Sure. Well, I was inspired by President Kennedy, who started the Peace Corps. And I hoped that when I graduated from college, I, could be in the Peace Corps. I majored in English and education, and I taught for a year. And then I applied and was accepted for Korea, but they changed me to Micronesia. And I think because of my experience, and we did our training on Chuuk. So I came from Chuuk, overnighted on Saipan, and then was sent to Luta or Rota. And needless to say, Rota was a paradise compared to our living situation in Chuuk, where we had 8 people to a 1-room temporary sort of house. And Rhoda had wonderful food and running water and very kind and attentive people. Isaac Calvo met me and took care of us for the whole 2 years. If there was a typhoon, he'd help us find shelter and the school. I was assigned to teach first, second, and third grade English and work with the teachers so they could teach the following year. So I taught the first year and they taught the second year, and I did English classes for the teachers. We also worked with the youth group, wonderful teenagers. I'm wearing some necklaces. I went up to the water cave with the teenage girls and we gathered shells, and then we went back to my house and took out the innards and got tangan seeds and made necklaces. There was a wonderful local group of Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and we went all over the island looking for places to visit, and families would take us to their farm or up the river to catch shrimp or just to help us know the island better, because they knew we were interested in exploring. But there were very few vehicles, mostly just government vehicles, as I remember. And as Peace Corps, we weren't allowed to have a vehicle. So people were very kind to pick us up and take us places if need be. And people also knew that I was teaching and didn't have time to cook and clean, and food would arrive at my house, a stalk of bananas or something for lunch. In fact, I think most of my Peace Corps friends from other islands were jealous of me. But we had this Typhoon Gilda a couple months after we got there that devastated the island. So we stopped teaching and were put on typhoon relief duties. I was put in charge of food distribution, I think in part because I didn't have any relatives or family. I wouldn't favor anybody. And also because a lot of the food, nobody knew what it was. It had been donated. There was cat food and all sorts of odd things. And I sorted it and then sort of gave lessons in what to do with it. And a lot came in. Red Cross helped a lot, as did different agencies. But the 2 years I was there, we had so many storms and so many typhoons. I think it was unusual. We went up usually to the cave and stayed there. During Gilda, I think we were there like 3 days. There were also smaller caves that we went to sometimes. And people started building cement houses, and then they would invite us to come to their cement house during a storm. Am I talking too much here? Or
I'm enjoying it. Keep going.
Okay. So really we took Peace Corps gave us funds to take a vacation if we took it in Micronesia. So we did do a vacation to Yap and Palau. And then we went to Guam a couple times. I think if I remember right, the plane came twice a week. And there were, once I think we took maybe the Rana Nim to Saipan, but Rota didn't have a good dock on either side. And I think that's maybe still a problem. I don't know. But it was a big problem back then. And the ship wouldn't be able to come in. So then we'd run out of fuel for the generator, or we'd run out of food. I think there were 4 or 5 small stores that would have rice and oil and Spam and basics. But I think almost everybody had a farm. You know, of course, there was just the one village back then. And people would walk to their farms and work on them. But with the bad storms, of course, everything would get destroyed. Both the banana typhoons and the ones that were near misses. So that was part of our experience. I think there were like 15 storms that went by. I don't know if that's been topped. Let's see, ask me a question.
Thank you so much for that brief 60 years ago. You showed us a little background on your visit in Rhoda. You have experience here in Saipan too?
Yes, in 1975, I was invited to offered a contract to come back to the Marianas. And although I had been an English teacher before, I was asked to set up the Chamorro and then the Carolinian bilingual bicultural programs. The Marianas as a Commonwealth got a federal grant, and it was fairly complicated, these federal grants. You had to write a lot of reports, and you had a lot of dead lines. You had to do everything just so. And I saw my job as to get it up and going and then to leave, to have an island person take it over. And I was able to do that, but then they asked me to stay and head up the, to be this bilingual bicultural state office, which was required as a Commonwealth, and then to be in charge of higher education. And then we were trying to get the islanders to have the opportunity to get a degree without leaving the island. So worked for a number of years on setting up Northern Marianas College, and also left that when there was an islander ready to take it over and be the second president. So it was 8 years on Saipan, and I haven't been doing the slides and audio. I sent my parents tapes of instead of writing letters, and took pictures when we had the money for film. And back then, of course, we had to get film, and it was hard and get it done. So I've been using that to make stories, to put together stories, and I'm just about ready. I've sent 500 slides from Saipan days to be digitized. I've got another 500 ready to go. And I have 3 years of audio tapes that I sent my parents. So I'm just about ready to start doing some Saipan YouTubes as I can get the time and put that together. And my daughter Lisa, when I came back, I had a 5-year-old and a husband. I'm not mentioning him, but we divorced at some point, but he was there with me the first year. And so my 5-year-old Lisa, who had 8 years of school on Saipan before we moved to Cambridge, Massachusetts, for me to go to graduate school. But we're talking about Rhoda and the YouTubes and Topingat. And
yeah, thank you so much for that. Back in 68, the first time you came here, 1968, right?
67, September 67, Labor Day weekend.
How old were you then?
Well, I was born in 1944. How old was I? Not good with numbers. 54, 64.
I saw your picture. And
27 or something. I'm 78 now. I'm 78 now. And I know the Chamorro people and the Marianas people, Carolinian people are so kind to the elderly that if I say the wrong number or the wrong date, the wrong word, you'll forgive me. I know that.
I saw your picture and you were young and beautiful. That was your husband on the slide, right?
Yes, Greg.
Okay.
I have a different husband now.
Oh, okay.
So
how many kids do you have now?
I have one, Lisa.
Only Lisa?
Yes. and my husband has now has 3, so we have 4. We have 10 grandchildren altogether.
So you got your hands full now.
Ranging from 2-year-old twins to one who's an officer, an engineer on a submarine in the Navy. Big
Okay.
range.
Great. Have they seen Saipan or Rhoda, your grandkids? No?
Well, my daughter and I've been back twice, and of course she was raised there, first through 8th grade. And my current husband, Bill Van Meter, lived on Guam for 20 years. And his 3 children were raised on Guam. John Salas, who's not with us anymore, introduced us. We were both living in Cambridge, and John, via the internet, introduced us.
Okay, I know John Salas.
He was a wonderful friend.
Yes, I know him. Yes. Okay. Before I play, I got a video clip of your experience exploring the Wedding Cake Mountain.
Oh, yes. What a day.
But before I play that, tell me, how did you, I mean, it's sad that I haven't even gone up there.
Yeah.
I haven't been on top of Wedding Cake Mountain, and I was born in Rhoda. Think about that.
Yes.
And you were there. So when I saw that, how did you manage to get up there?
Well, I'm going to say one thing first. This is what we found, was that very few people had explored Rhoda. There were people who had hardly ever been out of Song Song Village. And that's when we started encouraging the teachers to do field trips with the students and take them different places. Wedding Cake Mountain was right down the road. And one day we packed a few things and decided we'd go try to climb it. But we didn't know what we were doing, and we got lost. And we had to spend the night up there sleeping on coral because we didn't know how to get down. And I really thought we might die up there. I mean, I was really scared. I can still feel how I felt. It was really stupid of us to go up there without a guide. And the Manglonia family, I think we were talking with them. They had taken us to their farm. They were very kind to take us places. And they knew the path. They knew the way. The whole family took us. It was easy up the trail and around. And that's what you see on the YouTube is our day with them, where we were able to take photos. And then Nina contacted us, and we were able to expand it by having her talk about her sisters and her parents. And it made it really a special, special story. And then later, I like to go with the old ladies to pick herbs for tomorrow medicine. And I would go, and pandanus to make mats. I brought one of the mats that one of the ladies made for me that we still have. And Mrs. Castro made this. I'm not sure which family. She made us a set. Anyway, so you should go, but don't. Well, I don't know what they allow you to do now. I mean, I don't know if it's restricted or not, or I have no idea.
It's restricted. You can go up there, but you have to be in good shape. Number one, I don't know the trail, but I'm glad that my uncle is the one who showed you. He's
really?
my dad's brother.
Well, they were wonderful to us.
The 3 girls are my first cousins. The one on the video. Yeah. So anyway, let me
come from a beautiful family. 3 beautiful daughters in that family, and I think there are sons also. I mean, I know there are sons also, but yes.
Let me see if I can get the video up here.
Well, they never took you up there, and you were on Rhoda, and you were related?
Yes, they never did.
You.
But anyway, I said that's still in my bucket list.
Okay, well, just do it.
Okay, there it is. Hold on.
Good morning. It's Thursday, June 13th, and we are sitting in in our bedroom at the present time. We've just come back from a camping trip, which we made to Tupingat, which is the latter end of the peninsula on the island here. If you borrowed the maps from the Germans, you will see Tupingat located on the maps, and you can see where we went. It was very interesting. It's very high. We had to climb up this kind of cliffy area, and then it consists of a lot of scrub and very sharp, thorny bushes. So it was quite a hard climb, in that we had to crawl through all this stuff. But it was most enjoyable, and we had a good time. We went up yesterday afternoon. We came back this morning, and we had our little tent, and we took that with us. So there was no problem with mosquitoes or anything else. So it worked out pretty well, except we got a little scratched up. But other than that, we were in fine shape, and we had a good time.
My memory of our first attempt to climb Mount Tupingat, also called Wedding Cake Mountain, alone in June 1968, is that it was a dreadful experience. Perhaps I did not want to tell our parents about the details on a tape. The note on the slide says, "From the top of Tupingat, we hiked and got lost and had to spend the night. It was all lava stone, thorns, briars, bees. You can see the savannah and village and both docks. I remember brushing into a nest of tiny bees that they had on Rhoda as I crawled through brambles and thorns. I got stung all over and tore my clothes." The walk from our home on the neck through the coconut grove to the base of the mountain was easy. We found a path going up, but after a little ways, we started having to climb over jagged rocks or coral. The note on this slide says, "Village taken from near the top of Tupingat, coconut plantation in foreground, West Dock and village. It was hard to climb, and we did not make it to the very top." The next morning, we did not know which way to walk to get off the mountain, and came to the edge of a tall cliff going straight down to the ocean. The note on the slide says, "From Tupingat, shows reef and open sea, a few sharks on the right side." We backtracked and came to a crevice going down the mountain that we managed somehow to get down. I thought we might die up there. We had not told anybody where we were going. But months later, we had a totally different experience, going up Wedding Cake Mountain with the Manglonia family, and we made it to the top. It is possible that Mr. Manglonia carried a machete, as most did when walking in overgrown areas, and he may have cleared some of the path. In any case, we enjoyed the trip to the top with no difficulties.
This girl kid's talking about is the same family that we walked up to the top of Tupingat with Sunday a week ago. I don't think we told you about this. We did tell you that we did go camping up there, but of course we didn't know the proper way to go about it. But his father did, and so he took us up along with his wife and 3 of the daughters, and it was really interesting. The path was kind of overgrown and kind of messed up from the typhoon, but it was still a lot better than the path we took, and we got all the way up to the top in about 2 hours, and we were able to make it back unscathed. So it was very interesting, and we got some nice pictures, I think, from the top. So these may again be very interesting for you when you get them.
Anna Marie Song Song Manglonia, better known as Nina, wrote in December 2020 to tell me more about her family from the photos shared on the KPV Collection website. Here she is then and now. In May 2022, I asked her to share some stories. She said, "My memory of the climb to Tupingat is vague. In fact, I only know Tupingat as the Wedding Cake Mountain." The photos show my sisters, Anuncia wearing orange and yellow, Alfonsina and myself wearing blue. Nina was around 15 or 16 at the time and was unhappy on that day because her sister had chopped off her hair. About her father, Rinaldo Songsang Manglonia, she shares, "My father had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Both my parents enjoyed farming and gardening. My father's other interest was fishing, and later the law. He was a policeman. He also took part in politics." About her mother, she says, "My mother, Maria Songsong Manglonia, was an only child. When a baby, both her parents passed away, leaving her to be raised by neighbors and families. My mother was a superwoman. She did everything possible to make sure her children were well taken care of. She had a talent for designing and sewing dresses. She was also very religious. I don't remember her ever missing a mass." Nina further describes the war years. "My father was also involved with the Japanese during the war. He was used as an interpreter, while my mother took care of our oldest brother, her first child. She was a fearless woman because she would go out looking for shellfish while the bombs were dropping around her. The bombs weren't to harm Rhoda or my mother, but to warn the Japanese that Americans are in the area and coming for them. Rhoda was left with Japanese souvenirs, like small trains that used to haul the sugarcane, a few cannons, caves where the Japanese hid, leftover bombs, and so forth. I have many stories my parents shared with me. The most important message I want to say is, my parents were the best people I knew. They were both kind, understanding, and generous, even when we barely had anything. They provided for us the best they could, and they loved us with all their hearts." If you have time, please listen to the song "Like My Mother Does" by Lauren Aliana. People tell me I'm so much like my mother, and that makes me happy. On another day, we visited their farm. Nina recalls, "My parents grew watermelon, cucumbers, tapioca, and we helped pull weeds. At that time, no farmer had any outside help with their farms. We, the children, had to help. My parents went to our farm daily to water and pull weeds. Our favorite time was when harvesting the watermelons, because we got to eat some by deliberately dropping 1 or 2. My mother and other farmers used to take their produce to the airport to sell to tourists. On another time, we went to the beach with the Manglonias. Here I am sitting with the 3 sisters at a territorial party gathering at Tewksbury Beach. Nina recalls, the swimming hole is still a favorite place for me. We spent many Manglonia family picnics there. In future months, women in the village, usually older ones, would come get me to go with them to pick medicinal herbs from special places going up the mountain.
All right.
May I say I'm really glad that that I was able to share these photos. I had the slides years ago, but I didn't know. I was just going to give them to somebody, but I never got around to it. And then the technology came that they could be digitized. And then the technology came that I could have a website. Who knew? Or have a YouTube story. Who knew? And share it with yourself and others. I worried about people's privacy. I didn't post. I posted one. I wasn't sure, but nobody has contacted me and said, don't show me or don't share this, or, everybody seems to have been happy that it's shared rather than thrown away. It's part of your history, and I don't know of any of the islanders that had cameras when I was there or tape recorders. They just weren't available. Later they did, but not right then. And then with the typhoon and the storms, everything got ruined. Sorry.
Dr. Kit, Porter Van Meter. First of all, salute to you.
Thank you.
This is a treasure that you're sharing to the people of the CNMI. One of our Chamorro journalists here on Marianas Agupa is your student, and I'm gonna bring her up here. She's in California reporting now, but I'll bring her up. She's one of your students. She's now a Chamorro journalist on Marianas Agupa. But we're gonna look into it and see if we can, the legislature should give you a recognition for your work, for all these things that it's historical, and you should be giving a commemorative resolution for your work. Back then, like you said, we don't have any camera. There's nothing, and when I saw this, I saw my mom in your video clip. I saw my auntie, my uncle, and thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not always easy to do this, and I appreciate everybody who tells me that they have liked it. I still have my student record book from when I taught. I can look people up and see what their grade was.
Our Chamorro journalist, Abuela Gatete, to see you there. Abuela Gatete, there's your teacher.
Hey, half a day. Dr. Porter. My name is Severina Atalik. I'm pretty sure
Severina.
You me. And
yes.
First and foremost, I want to salute you by saying, Sidus Maasi. Thank you very much.
Buen provecho.
I saw myself when I was in the either 8th or 9th grade, and we were at the beach when you started to record us, and each one of us had a little message to make, and you recorded us. And when somebody gave me that, it really touched me to see myself at this time of my life, and then back then, I just wanted you to know that you did a lot for Rhoda, and especially for us students. You inspired my life. You are such a wonderful teacher, and I want you to know that when the Peace Corps first came to Rhoda, I was one of the volunteers that actually guided the Peace Corps to their sponsor housing and get to settle in. So I took part in a lot of those things. I remember Mr. Howard. I can't remember the wife's name. They were staying at Felixburg. Yes. Mr. Howard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Claire Howard, and
right. I remember.
Oh dear.
Yes.
They were in I taught in a training group, and they were in that group. He has passed, but I've been in touch with his wife, and also Faye Nelson and George Will, Rosie Casey. We talk about Rhoda days, and
yes.
And we everybody was so kind, and so you were one of the first guides to take us to where we were staying.
Yes, when you guys first arrived, when the Peace Corps first arrived, I was one of the volunteers.
Vicky Howard. Claire and Vicky Howard.
Yes.
I'm sorry, came to me.
How I remember him so clearly is he took us up. It was a 9th grade graduating class field trip. And he took us up to the water cave, which I've never been in there.
See, students never been.
Thanks to him, I will take it down to my grave, that memory that he took me up there. Brave enough to take us along with another, we were like 40 students, and
Yeah.
it took all of us up there. But of course, we're naughty, I must say. We're naughty, but it was a good naughty. And but I wanted to talk about you because you really inspired my life. I watch you as one of my, oh my goodness, early in the morning. I can't wait to see your beautiful face. Such a beautiful person that God made. And not only that, we are all good inside the heart and outside. You gave us a role model that in our future, which I actually took after you to become a teacher.
Wow. Wow.
You know, Dr. Rita Hokok is one of my
Yes.
classmates, Elaine Hokok.
Yes.
You know, we were in the group 1.
Yes.
the,
Yes.
the advanced group. So we always talk about you. Hey, we have to be a teacher like her. Look at her.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
we want to be in command. We want to command our students and we want to give back to our communities. So that's what happened. Dr. Rita was a teacher. Elaine was a teacher. I was a teacher. So many of us. And I want to thank you. I mean, I'm
Wow.
so grateful to be living today, talking to my teacher once upon a time. And unfortunately, I'm here in California. I just got in yesterday from Guam. But I told Glenn, I really have to talk to you and say something. But I would do the best I can between me and Glenn on this talk show to do what we can, because it is important that we educate our people back there in the Marianas, our language, and more especially our Chamorro people out here. A lot of them actually calls me and say, "Can you just take some more videos of the Wedding Cake Mountain around Rhoda," which I have been doing in the last couple of months, and they really enjoyed it. They love it. Some of them are crying because they miss coming to Rhoda. Now you're giving me almost tears myself here. But I hope that one day you can come back to Rhoda again. If not, we are in a technological world. Look at us. We are talking to each other. And we look forward that we can give you some kind of honorable recognition for your work. And although you left us for so long, somewhere I know there's a soft spot in your heart for all of us, for the life.
But I haven't left you. I've been living with these stories. I work on them every day. The one I'm working on right now is about Rhoda School, and there's a picture of Mr. Howard teaching. So maybe you'll be in that story. I'm doing one for 1 year, one for another year, and one on the library, but it's taking me a few months to put it together with everything else. But you're making me cry.
Well, you know,
well, like I said,
yeah.
Hold on. Because the time is, we're gonna get you on the show again. I know, because there's a lot of videos that you sent me. So I'll send you an email, but I want you to close now because what do you call this? We're running out of time. There's one question here that I want to ask you. What are you doing now, Dr. Kid?
Well, actually, I'm working on the stories and things for the Marianas. I'm working on putting together an audiobook for Rhoda about the things I don't have pictures for, and more stories about Saipan and my time in the Marianas. I resigned my job from NOAA. I was working with observers and fishermen 7 years ago to work on these materials. And it's a long story. We'll save it for another day, but I've got lots of stuff to work with. Okay, and that's my job now. My children help me. Family helps me. I have a young man who helps me every Friday with all the technology I can't do.
Okay, I have a text here. I want to share this text right on your screen. This is from Councilwoman. She just got elected. Councilwoman Carmen
Pangilinan.
She's your daughter's classmate.
Well, my daughter Lisa is a professor at University of California, San Diego, and is fine. I will tell Lisa that Carmen Pangilinan contacted. I think I have Lisa's permission to include her on the new YouTubes. She's 5 years old. She's so cute.
Right. So that's from our councilwoman here in Saipan. Just send out a text here for you. But anyway, so you're doing all the videos now, and I hate to cut our conversation short, but uh, summarize it. Your experience here with regards to the Chamorro language. When you first came, what is your experience with the language?
Well, that's a long story. I learned Chamorro the best I could on Rhoda. And when I came back to work on books and language and having Chamorro and Carolinian instruction in the schools, and I'm so happy that it worked, that you're doing it.
Okay.
I worried that you were going to lose your language and your culture, and it looks like you're not going to. You've gotten in there and been proactive in time.
Okay, let me address this to Guela Gatete, Severina. We want to ask our friends at the legislature to see if they can introduce some kind of a resolution to recognize her work. Dr. Kit Van Porter, Sabrina, maybe we can work on that.
Well, as I sit here and listen to you two, a lot of things running through my head, not only at the legislature level, but also at the municipality level in Rhoda. And yes, indeed, there's a lot of things that I want to talk to about with Miss Kit here. And hopefully she still has the strength to assist us, more especially to instill interest our young generations, so that we can give them opportunities to explore the world like you did. You inspired me so much, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, all right. So we'll work on that, and hopefully we'll keep our cross. We'll keep in touch. Email.
Yes.
Email you and text you, whatever. But we'll get in touch.
Well, my heart is full. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
everybody. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Adios.
All right. Yes. Okay, thank you. All right. Apanelo si Dr. Kit Van Porter. Gumaygi gwini na hanapan man loquit na litrato zan ititsonya gwino na tempo anay taza no makinirian litrato sa esta loquit iora na para kana honesty. Okay, naga reduce ito mo no background. Okay, reduce ito mo background. Okay, naga ito riba pa ito mo no audio. Okay. Malaga naga sa stano bakti ora na para tana halom lo kiutunga na widesti 70 años na anniversary para Mang Carmo, no? Okay, malaga tanalo niyam ko si Marie Castro sa uno gi tres na itmana widesti ta mensiona gitutun ipugamata panielos celebrasyon 70 años na maselebra itinituhon niya eskwelan Mang Carmo winigi islan sa ipan na kinabisadze na Father Arno zamela na si yang ko explica más na istorya mo na konsige mo na.
Buenas Manilu, malago to songan po di tuturo ng kamo. Ganun 1952, 53, a la cuenta na tumacho y escuelan ng kamo. Si Poliarno, si Sister Berta, si Sister Maria Pia, dan Guahu, antes si Sister Soledad, no tumutulong na sa ibanay na tamang man ansias ni Managua Escolan Católico all sugar factory building ni hasta poco tumattachua bueno di Escolan Moncano no adjuna na edificio in that city para i primer grado kaya di second floor i segundo dyan i third grado natulog i first floor no taja inajuda ni gobyerno is lo ibangay nata nampus ban man-anxious ni para Managua Escolang Katoliko sa una na eskwela untis eskwela salang kanoa todo sa bagong manahon mo basta pero sa eskwela gusto sa bakpo eskwela publiko manawa mo kaptan para ginajus ito na man dituloy na sa naguang kada taloni Tatay na juda ni Gubernno Lauhita ni Tantortano hubag sa na institution para isa nagun ka ni mamatati. Dahil ibindisyon ni Sana umadjuda na eskwela hasta po ako na tiempo ipinadjud ni sakripisyo ni komunidad so pagpatahid muna. Di 8 Sabado, Febrero 24, para macelebra y 70 años desde que itutuwa ni eskwela. Kada sakan no humonto ni fundraising na istiya no makakagaw ni komunidad para yung suporta yung eskwela mong kamo sa Tisores to pala hamdu ala kwentang maksasti na eskwela danalago jo na may lista yung estudyante ko kay primer grado en 1953 esta siya na sa naguon man-angko man-asaga dyan manggay sa naguon so inaan niya dyan ay mandikiti first grade isi 25 na sa Malawan dyan media na lalahi itaw-tawo isa Malawan si Lourdes at Dawn si Marianas Agupa Victoria Agupa Margarita Basa si Concepcion Camacho Rosa Muna Camacho, Reptilia, León Guerrero Camacho, Soledad Manibusan Castro, Dolores Cepeda de León Guerrero, Anunciación Flores Camacho, Lucía Cabrera de León Guerrero, Carmen Mendiola, Lourdes Monia, Doris Tudela Pangilinan, Nicolás Regis, Jeanette Sablan, Jeanette Segundo, Leocardo de León Guerrero Sablan, Juana Sablan, Natividad Sablan, Beatriz Sablan, Benedita Sanchez, Ana Takay Tenorio Joten, Teresita Tudela, Rita Castro, Ignacio Barra. Ilalahi si Jesus Ariola Sonoda, mas natungonya si Ini, Antonio de León Guerrero Regis, Jesus Manalisa Castro, Gregorio Muna Camacho, Juan Sablan Lizama, Juan Palacios, Vicente Pangilinan Tudela, Juan Timor Castro, imas natungonya as Juan Manis, dan si Andrew Cruz, no, este siya na sa magulang mampus man man obediente antes no man mauli no na sa maguon sa imanyahina todi tempo man nasaksay si sister sa katang nanoy lahiyo tadi agaho sister sa ulag ang ginagawa no antes na tempo na tanggan nisita tagkulo na umasana obi gwaji na tagkulo nisita manaputi pero kumprendi sa dede di chogi lo manilu todo sacrificio ni entrego antes umaano tago fruto ni nachogi di man mapus na sakkan so ojalá ya inhahasu ya in suporta na institución sa anjo ala kunta hubak sa na eskwela ya istisorumento da debiding mantini fedmi enawa glen
unang ka rakto mga mahangap no finini na eji gaigi guhin na no factorian asuka gagaygi hasta pauguzo na buto
Kunda nasa tago kaya di mongkamo school no dikikilo no 3 kilo na sa dos bigenda na ina itsuna na no tutumo asa na no edificio tu antes de tentun Japanese todo fabrican como una factoría todo na llama hecho no edificio tu basta chutado
okay ay so uhaswa loki jo sa eskwela jo gimong Carmo nay da nigi na pues este febrero dia 4 y 70 años na anniversary no this dia ni matutuhon the sumono ho bueno dan eji dos na sister si sister hoti ga chungbugi ocho
sister Berta no mexicana estina na sister Paulo si sister Tia antes man agan na modern español na no si sister Tia no hagasa loki igeran ini na dos itu siya na moduli man estaba gini antes do man bagasa nampus man masaupid itong punggera sa man polo po kalan linya stay na antes lo lo man natulog lungkumbento tisinya manhujung antes di tempunggera lo si sister Medios ala kwenta no sumantay siya Poli dan siya Modi sa hakumi da no manlato missionaries Modi dan nabali si kali usentadyo kalang sinantusan istina na Poli nabatinas nila ako kitong-tunggera no manabukkan hulu sa langgalay di Calavera kaputso dispres kaptan nakti no hasun no taja na na chogo na lo magam naman masakti di Maudis ni mamali na pero sige man mamukat ang tuwing na man mamukat bis ang talong ang ano man diskansan na yung mama na siya man lihi sa numantus no yung kulun era din kita saitan antis no najamat to di saitan taja no na no building no sobra kita garatan pajama todo garatan sa anay ba batungo niya mulkono na nanggay todo Japanese kita garatan na bumbadyan maulit garatan niya sa sana naguma tumatatu.
Okay, po si Zeus Masi na tanan na bonito ni istorya lo kweno yung presenta po sa apan aktibidad para masusedi gi Mang Carmo gi Febrero dia 4 para managwa misa lo kwe para apa?
Para no ay didira waktu ditingo ako no ditutuengi alas 6 hasta alas 10 para waktu ki wow resort katan isusupi lagong tema sa namin na wow resort Gaya di Marianas no bulletin under the view kanan no ay the news na gaya view under the community bulletin.
Okay, ahí está. Alright, po si Zeus Masi za pulo za tata nainaw na informasyon yung lang no susong. Alright. Wala, napanilos. Datapan sige mo nagwini. Tanoy saludo lo ko si Marie Castro. Di uno na kumabisaji uno no na Madlina. Winigi itiniton niya Mount Carmel School. Winigi islang sa ipan susupi. Si Pali Arno tumutuhon Mizano ipali wina tempo. Tres na no Edmana iman manajuda sa tanak na pasalista todo estudyante para todo di domingo het sign na u gaigi sa hanzo para todo tempo wala pa nilos puri oras ta siya muna na huzong na sunido da después tapos sige muna. Okay, natapan sige mo nagwini tanoy saludo kulo para si Parentem sa Nicolas. Bueno, Papa Luta, lilignya gwini na special thanks para si Dr. Kit Porter Van Meter and all stakeholders with respect to all the historical events. Ililinya si Parenteme. Liga si Peter Santos, si Amiguta, si Luta Gweno Islan Goham Abugao, Biba Zamoro. Liga si Peter. Talo si Zota Councilwoman Carmen Pagilinan, good morning. Ulo lokwi na na classmate ihagaw niya si Dr. Rita Van Porter. Okay, tatsulis ti programan Marianas Agupa, Guapon Zot Tipago, inan mo?
Good morning, Glenn.
Morning, Loke, brother.
Buenas para todo Tata Marianas.
Okay, si Mr. Regis, kung sige mo na.
Nahugan si John Regis kay Kobler. Wag ini artikulo na usoda na anisisita na maadai sa mapritehi.
Okay.
Ifinene na mensahe pa belang susung AGHR 506. AGHR 506 ay indika na TV di Uguaha talo 5 años na tempo itotohidong ni Man Matototo ginigalon Marianas. Jadi siya na individual Man Matototo ginigiza Marianas man manoi esta 2028 na tempo. Ja este na defecto jangintaza interés Ijigi malagu do na besangan kita gini na encourage todo toto Marianas lolonya manobin situ na ufan ga interest gijilengnya technical work like sa ini gi problemata gibandan todo dugaan na klasin construction work ni masosesi digini galon Marianas jangin tauta ni technical interest then man malilingoy ni Toto Marianas gini ni oportunidad i beneficio mononogat to gitoto sa nizo jadi kada man manyuli gratis lo fenomo man malago an man malago man ananas Amerika majuti tanota pawitanota iling niya itaw-tawta na no problema pura totohism sa tao sa interest na no jangging wa interest jamakipid na interest pero fan manungo di mechanical work electrical work any construction work plumbing job AC work todo no siya engineering work matuli na i-boat captain, matuli i-fisherman, matuli i-farmers, matuli no siya na klaseng eksperyensya, manlalahit gini kita nota, kita senti crisis. Apa? Kita senti crisis, apa? Saman ready tau-tau-ta, manasid bi uno sa notro. Pues dinansya Pinumido dyan si Senator King, si Singh, ni Islas de los Drones, ang gingwahan manono, ang tao sa mga ito. After mano no ng klausin salvation, pero tasalpas ang gintaw sa interest. Kasi digilay no Mr. Manglonia na kumikintos do para ta ibliga di iman ubin situ ni tau-tau ta pafanggay interest lai sa dongklu fafatetenen 5 años sa tetenen ni di HR 560 gagangin matani 5 años sa tau sa manyuli technical work o experience yan sa ti at maman na tempo di pero penungang bitaw tu rato telo concentrate manunga galmi 3 meses kululunya janis taga edad pues ini ki punto muna malago do na be encourage tau-tau ta mga mangwentos malinga mapikuri siya sa janggin tada interest mamudong teniki siya serap taza cetsus afa sa manmamat kikilwa Manila nyo ni Totohism sa timatungo man masoto. Pues ini ki disquido no siya, hindi no encourage lai, pofan manungo tau-tau-ta, matsumas manubin. Ito do klasen manera lai, sa i-technical work, i-mas preciso kini kita nota. Esta nao nga na, i-gobyerno dongklo disquido bidanya. Todo dusta i-preciso, tat ko may power plant, pura totohism siya man makininis na. Mano gato ki bas, maulik sa wagi toto saipan man matototso ki basin. Lo, ano mano siya para shop, auto shop, kisa nizo, pura totohism ma-operate. Toto niya man makokoni, taza toto saipan. Iman mamaman ito, ano siya, Glenn? Nagibili yung panrekto na gobernamento, nino siya sa rules and regulation, mafatinis at di makomplala, di maaplala yan, no? Defekto no kita nota, at tinikya julangit, di mamela na tempo, i-lektay, i-manggagana, nagkay, malalago kita nota. Ya po lupalo i oportunidad o nasilbi kita nota. Sige na anisisita logistic Glenn. Na todo legislatura iman nuevo na elected leaders ufanono per state house galum United States ito ufan manungu ufan manlii santungu sama mula sa sangan isti umalum juga di state house di sa Sacramento Joli tisinya malum mo gi janggin timatungo kinin manu pero timatungo kinin manu como timatungo na US citizen o timalo mo. Dahil di State House, kabalis todo do, alun departamentong, reglamentong gobernamento kitaw-taw.
Okay.
No?
Ulay online. Thank you neno na juniti talo tana na puro siya ideo eno gini ni manotauta si Jesus masih jan.
Like lenen no sa mga madiskwita ni taw-taw talay.
Za sige man ogang holum sa zangin sige loki talangnus bining radio eno siya na ideo nai sa mimigay niya ni ji humalum nai jan gi talanga jo mujung gi utuna talanga nai
Enigi
za problema eno nai za zangin sige no talangnus uzun kada sambalum masya sinya cetun nai
wala mo na kumekentus July sa atutut July itaw-taw ni di bula mamekentus pura siya di kamangkumbeni na kwentus masasangan lai.
Okay.
Kaya mas preciso tahan liligaw para tapanadingan uno dyan otro pagtapana konseya inasyo.
Esta si Jesus Masijan.
Diyos
All right. Chiluta brother John Regis when is a cobbler. The mala sa oras tano mala tatsules ti cellphone pinini na buenas guapon zote. Yes, hello. Hello? Yes, yes, Zok. Sige mo na, Zok.
Good morning, we love you. Asan pasado si Mr. Regis, pula problematika ng Marianas kabada di institutuhonnya di programamu emphasize di Una kita está cuántos años ni me acuerdo de lo que les lectura, ¿no? Daglan mangai ka itaw-taw ta. Naman lalay da dinantis di Mr. Regis ni 2028. Hafa na tisinya ha. Na sentisinya ha na ta-invest sa lapeta kita ni itaw-taw. Tungkulus din na to pang polo masosede ko naman ako todo si Totogito. Dan hindi lang ligyan si Senator Singh prestisya man di CB overtime. Kaya kung ako Attorney General una nakikita tungo ko kinomo basta siya man madedeka. Pero bula ke polisiya, Homeland Security dan tungo siya mo na departamento ni Mundo ni audit report. Wala man CB overtime, hindi dati mapatutuwi overtime. Apa naman nagosmakat, di Attorney General, no business digi, umuso, ako kobla. Kung magpagano, ipang kobla, ang mga kasi, apa no, tumunya na isa. Ang mulacho, pas lacho. No, sa wahay dilingan sa pangabon spesisyon sa manmarestante. Pero estas ti, donde está, bidan niya, siya rin matutong. Mas ko na talo, sa mapuno, linya, muli system ng immunity. Mas ko mapuno. Mas hafa na yun na mangyaket la. Katungo, lokpe na ko, stay federal, maduluzi man matuli na ang lo. Por favor, manin ko hanggang ni legislatura, man matalokpe, din zo, din atan sa mano mo na sa muli sa man pwede retirement sa sidus mate. Mr. Governor, no Palocious, the Lieutenant Governor, apatang na inay, talo i-retire with 100%. Jesus Martin sa manamasi, manangkutan, muna pero sa mga kadesis. Wala mo sa manong korason, todo do pago, legislatura, ma-check tayo mano. Para tanapan, no safo muna, si manangkutan, ni manasisibil tayo. Sa manamasi para muna. Ang magahid i-report ang magahit na sentada ha, pues Down tayo nai governor dan lieutenant governor dong na situs masih ini gua dan itu tuh Marianas naman manai retiring ni dengan proses situs masih lagi.
Esta. Thank you, Lukit Zone, no? Si Zeus Marcy, no, na Ziniti Pago. Alright, puri oras na esta, iura magtitempo, maladata noise tino time check dani Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center.
Siyantin amod zan hinemlo. I Bravo Pharmacy zan Central Maulik na hinemlo. Pronto zan listo na serbisyon amod para hinemlo. Agang watu gi 233 amod 233-2668. Email is over prescription di bravomeds@gmail.com. Mabababa ginin lunis esta business. Ginin ioran alas 9 giga, esta oran alas 6 ipopoint. Sabalo, ginin ioran alas 9 giga, esta oran ala una gitanuan talo. Agang wato gi 233 amo 233-2668.
Okay, mga manmalipa ni Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center. Time check at 10:57. Gaguha 3 minutos tatsulya siyempre man agang halom. Lo mga man malifa kanilos no na review amon mo gaydi kita garapan kang man usunoy rebo na ramas kita dandan wala ta tanaw nga still roto tua pinini na i klema talo mapatumag no ginin i Jolten Market sa department stores.
Today's weather is brought to you by Jolten Markets and Department Store. Shop local, shop Jolten. Iklema pago na hani, nina patutuzi hamzo ginin i Metcount Jolten zan i Departamentong Tendasiha. Shop local, shop Jolten.
Alright, mga man malifa kanilo si Clema 84 para ikalintura pago na hani. I manglo ginin katan logo lutsan aridondea gi 13 meters gi ora lokwe kau para utsan siya ha teti taluan ni lotibula humidity iparata pandangsong maski 75% itsansa langit pa may malagit pa adaw how siguro zo na dangsong o sempre. Sani mapatumagi kini ni Jolten Market sa department store, shop local, shop Jolten, malada tatsulis ti lan i cellphone gini ni Islan Aguaham. Buenas, konsigi mo na? Buenas. Morning, Ping. Konsigi mo na, Ping.
Enggak na bonito lang di palabras niya siya si Mr. Reyes ni. Tunga apa niya kuglen di necesita no ki urbano no siroso na inafsu gini ni governo lo kina pandane. No fan na suda tautan no ni po fan manuno. Angin pada taatan na tabana no LNTI ni bani bulan saja oksigen da sihin mo mulala mo na angin sige mo na kung nagkinote sa tinalagay no nahong na kagkas nito ro siya mo akong ni no iyo na problema dito loki gobernamento no una tatkilo na banda dedikasyon ni no siya na pero kada un layak oksigen ni punamot sa tamano laga sa selala no
Gan magate.
Elaro kugelo ni para taatan ni gobernamento nita ni maksudnya asu di para buksan niya. Sige na problema mo na itakitano di ngaku itaw dan di magmasa para takano mo. No, anu na gobernamento ni kanya manaplit man hire to sa nito. Di mana pakufona itaw-taw. Kana masama no na tenda yana bisa saitan. Si Jolten sa pula totoo ay biblika. Ata na nun sa punalo na business na. Sa angin sino maulim sa bumisnis. Sino mazuria sino no impiyaw niya. Angin Pilipino maulim sa bumisnis. Mazuria no impiyaw niya Pilipino. Tautan niya. Ini Timatutsugi silo 50% outsider, 50% local. Ano ang problema?
Esta ping si Luz Masi, agulo ping na bravo na si Yasagwa mo na ifamanguan. Alright? Datapan sige mo na sa magtiora no, datapan adingo no, wala agatete, bonito mo na iprogramata. Sa utro Sabalo, ba para nzopti, antisa ditapan adingo.
Ungkan ni Glenn, malago zo na para besangan undang kulo na espesyat kulo sa kulan malefad zo earlier. Pagunahani gizaluta para asagwa eji subernao as Avery Atalik Hokog, Hagambiani Jan Anji Hokog, Jan si Noel Mendiola Calvo lahin Felix Songao Calvo, Jan si Rose Mendiola Calvo. Difunta esta si Rose lo. Pagunahani para asagway dos sa pamatutun igipon niya gi ora na las 5 fanaan gi mampus mo kultura para matatizi especialmente gi halom imisa. Pues dangkulo na kulo para hamzu na dos ja puede mas o maulig ilinala mizu mo na gi tempo. Si Jus Masi Glenn ja bonito na magad iprogramata pagunahani. Está outro biay.
Esta si Jus Masi wala gatete, malaga tatsulis ti kay cellphone. Buenas, konsige mo na. Unggan dinansyo, dino. Si Jus
honestly, paguna go pinakta sa akondipita todo legislature dan senate luta kinian malah the fan meeting ang mo professional niya akan asik paguna sakta kasi na agawang na ipo puni legislature at professional na do fan meeting para luta ng kinian na prognado na nga
Esta.
already do pa bisogi minawnik makit sa pagkat paguna tempo si dos mas
Agulo kay si Jus Masi, wala da. Tapan adingo tagwini tanoy si Terence Fitio, dongkulo na si Jus Masi. Happy Saturday para agulo kay Terence ang ginumi ko ka. Pagulili ito mo message ko ni Jus Masi. Lo padelos pati tempo na para tapan adingo paguna haani pudi oras ta no akan tipya gesta 1 minuto pasao las 11. Esta haupusa esta tempo lo sen mas mala data fansigi mo na gini ginin historian Marianas Agupa ya autoridad si Mariano Iglesias Apanilos si Jus Masi gininigat po na isla Guaham mala data noilo kwi saludo si Buela Agatete kay pago giza Cafolonia tiluta bravo mo na to stay safe si Jus Masi po rinipolo kay ginini islan Guaham ginini gadbo na islan tingian tiluta si Senator Singh tunga na siya muna hadeka makinanya gwen papa nanaya animo tipo posible tiluta si Isidoro Cabrera Purigualo Piazza Kinya Chiduta la siya otu semana si Jus Masi tulo para todos ibang manzot tigwini asunto si Jus Masi para todo samzo importante rekomendasyon dan internet tigwini ideo siya na talalang nusudong sa review test gininhita na manadinganit importante sti inatutin hinaso masya wala ba na ti akadidakit anafan muzu hidi asunto lo taygwinia sti apanelos dibita pansigi mo na man mulang nos informasyon sa dispensa naguna ba na siniutin lo importante gininesti takurihi mo na lo mas maulik i-gobernamento ta i-manawtaw ta ilinala niya sa inenaw i-konsea, inakonsea yan ang unos ng otro. Importante testing i-programan Marianas Agupa. Ustalo, wow si Glenn H. Manlo na inakway sa inapa maulik ng pas para todo no samzo. Adios. Bonito din ang storya lang no si Dr. Kid Van Meter Dr. Kate Porter, Van Meter. Bonito na dasempya, tatsagya talo mo na kumumbida. Bulas siya video ha tsogwi. And kumaigi kwini. Si Jules Masi. Thank you, Dr. Kate Porter, Van Meter. All right. Jules Masi. Adios, estaw sa sabalo.